This video is presented by Western and Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. Every great team starts with a strong foundation, and your future should too. With life insurance built like a championship roster, Western and Southern helps protect what matters most, so you can focus on winning today while planning for tomorrow. Whether you're just starting your journey, building your dynasty, or ready to retire like a champion, Western and Southern has the right play for your life stage. Visit westernsouthern.com to get your free life insurance quote today. Western and Southern, built to win. Carson Beck, QB7. You have it flipped. You have Carson Beck, QB6, and Aller, QB7. I'll go over Beck real quick. I like Carson Beck, obviously 3-year starter at both Georgia and Miami. He quarterbacked the Hurricanes all the way to a national title game this past year. Elite 90 PFF grade over the last 3 years for him too. Good size, 6'4", 220 pounds, 13% negative play rate over the last 3 years, which is 90th percentile, less than a 3% turnover-worthy play rate in his career. Yes, people will point to those game-losing interceptions that he had, of course, in the national title game. I believe, actually, of his 6 losses in his career, 4 of them ended with a game-losing interception by Carson Beck. So, of course, he has those to look at, but overall, does a really good job of not putting the ball in harm's way. Obviously, people will point to that last year at Georgia with a lot of the interceptions. I would argue he's had a lot of bad turnover luck, honestly, that year, too, at Georgia. He's comfortable within the pocket, nearly a 94 PFF grade there since 2023. Good ball placement on short and intermediate throws. He's a quick processor who goes through progressions. He had a 2.4-second average time to throw, second fastest of any Power 4 quarterback this year. Now, the negatives for Carson Beck and why I had him a little bit lower than you had him, Dalton. Even consensus has him QB5 right now. He is not good under pressure, really at all. A 43 grade under pressure since 2024 over the last 2 years. That's 12th percentile among all quarterbacks. He does not have the athleticism to escape pressure. He panics when there's interior pressure, which can lead to turnovers. 18% pressure to sack rate this year. And my big question for him right now, how much did that elbow surgery that he had at the end of last year at Georgia, how much did that impact his arm strength? Because you look at him from Georgia to now, his arm looked considerably weaker at Miami this year, which forced him really to be an ultra-conservative quarterback, which he was effective in that role, but a much more of a game manager than we saw at Georgia. Only a 79 passing grade on deep throws this year. That was 87th in the country. The year before at Georgia, he was the 8th best quarterback in the country on deep balls. 87th this year. His average at the target was only 7.6 yards, one of the lowest in the country as well. And again, how much can he elevate an offense? Is he just a game manager? But again, accomplished quarterback with NFL size, NFL processing ability, not much of an athlete, doesn't have an elite arm by NFL standards, and I'm worried about the arm strength too. He needs a good environment to succeed, but I could see him being a backup in the NFL who can manage a game if the starter goes down with an injury or if he's struggling out there.
Yeah, I think on a team with a solid offensive line, he could be a backup for a long time. I do. I think Carson Beck is one of the more easily projectable players in this draft. I think, again, if he goes to a decent environment, he can be a backup for 10 to 12 years. I really believe that. I wonder if maybe another year of recovery off the elbow, he can get some of that arm strength back and really even fine-tune his mechanics more to, get into his lower body and throw the ball with a little more force. But you talk about experience, a 3-year starter, and he's played pretty well in all 3 years. Game manager and all of the pros and cons that come with it. You mentioned the cap on the ceiling, the lack of athleticism, the lack of answers under pressure. That's never going away. He's never going to be very good under pressure. That's just he's in that Jared Goff style of, he's pretty much a statue in the pocket back there. But to me, he gets through progressions as well as most of these quarterbacks in this class. He's accurate when he is clean. His mechanics are relatively clean, and I think he just understands in most situations what he needs to do to continue to move the chain. So I think this is someone whose skill set you generally look for in a backup, especially if you're a team that only requires a pocket passer. He's not going to be an option threat or anything like that, but I think that game manager label that you threw on him, good and bad, because there are good parts of it too, I think that pretty accurately describes Carson Beck, his game all around. So I think he's somebody you take early to mid day 3 and go, okay, this guy we can develop into our backup, and we pretty much know what he is going to be, because his game, even though the arm was a little bit weaker, his game at Miami did not look all that different than it did at Georgia.
Yeah, Yeah, overall, it was a solid year for him at Miami. But obviously, there were some drawbacks to him, too, which is why I had him a little bit lower than Drew Aller, who I think has a little bit of a higher ceiling, but I can definitely get behind Carson Beck having a little bit of definitely a higher floor than Drew Aller, too.
Everyone's got takes. Numbers have truth. And the truth is, most people are betting with emotion. Sportsbooks feed on it. TikTok gurus sell it. The hype machine runs on it. That's how you lose. PFF is different. You're betting with winning data. The same data trusted by all 32 NFL teams and the sharpest minds in the game. PFF betting tools take every prop, every matchup, every angle, and run them through our custom models. Built on the best football data in the world. What comes back is your edge. Simple, sharp, and built to win. Want to go deeper? PFF puts a pro-level analytics department in your hands, giving you the same insights teams use to find every advantage. Build your game plan with matchup analysis. Project every snap, every matchup, and every edge before kickoff, because the smartest plays start long before Sunday. Hit rates show how a player performs against their prop and against defenses built the same way. It's the data that gives you real confidence in every pick. Next, Key Insights translates PFF data into the story behind every matchup, giving you the why that powers your bets. From coverage schemes to defensive looks, it's the context that turns raw numbers into winning decisions. When you're ready to take action, filter through every prop on the market and focus on the opportunities that matter, by game, matchup, or value. Then, shop for the best available line in your area and tap your book of choice to place the bet instantly. Everyone's got takes, but now you've got truth. Bet with data, win with PFF.